Traxxas and their new drag tree. It's not even a tree. I'm kind of disappointed. Um, I'm disappointed because I think that they could have done a lot better myself. Um,
The spotlight. I mean, starting light.
yeah,
Blind your competitors.
it's basically all it really is a glorified blinking light. Oh, not blinking, sorry, but it's a light on a timer.
Yep.
So it does work with the controller off of your Traxxas winch. All it does though is turn on. It doesn't have. There's nothing telling you at the other end who crossed the line first. It doesn't tell you what side. I don't even really so much care about whether or not there's a timing
Who
system
jumped?
involved. It
Who
doesn't
jumped?
tell you if you jump the light. It doesn't tell you anything. It literally sits there in the middle of the two cars, and the light comes on. No different
Run out
than
their flashlight. Run out there like Big Chief.
yeah,
Go out there with flashlight and boop.
right. So it might be a cheaper setup than running the DTS system or any of the other brands of systems that are out there. However, just like in the full size scale world of it, you're going to have to invest in a bunch of GoPro style cameras, action cameras, so that you have people sitting there watching both cars on the line to see who moved before the flashlight was turned on. Then you're going to have to have the same number of cameras on the other end of the track so that you can see who crossed the line first with the different cameras from multiple angles, because nobody ever gets one proper angle.
Well,
So
that
by the
even
time it's
happened.
all said and done, and you've spent all that money on all these action cams because you don't want to put a normal camera out there because that's probably going to get destroyed if it gets hit. So you put an action cam out there so it's a little bit more durable. Well, now you're up to the price of an actual proper timing system with the tree.
Yeah. And you know how that dispute
Just a thought.
about who won? No, I beat you. No, you beat me. No, no.
Oh yeah, and
I watch Straight Outlaws. My guilty pleasure. I watch Straight Outlaws, and even with those high speed cameras, last week's show, they couldn't tell who won.
mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, if you had a laser sensor in there, doesn't matter how close the race is at an NHRA track, they know who wins. Who jumped the light?
Absolutely, freaking. So I understand what they're going for with this. So don't think that I'm dissing it big time. Okay, not that's a little crap. I'm dissing it big time. I think this is kind of I think they could have done better. They already had a really good timing system. I guess really good is temperamental, but they had a timing tree, an actual drag tree system. The only company that actually made one in an RC scale at a reasonable price. So why didn't they just work with that and make it better, or make it
Yeah,
more portable, work out some of the kinks, get some of the stuff? I mean, I understand this, but this is I just don't think they should have developed this one first. I think they should have put
no.
out the other one, a better version of the other one.
Yeah, I
That's
think so.
my take.
They did a little bit work on the app on it, and maybe make the lights a little bigger on the tree.
Yeah,
Money
yeah.
all day, twice on Sunday. Maybe put an app where you can put the time printout slips would be cool.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like there are other apps out there. I've been researching for our U4 racing and stuff, right? Rock bouncing. There are apps out there that are timers. They're a break the beam style timer. So as soon as you break the beam, so you can start in the beam, and as soon as you break it, it starts. And then on the other end, when the beam is crossed, the timer stops. That will also relay back to your phone or whoever's on Bluetooth through right from the module, and everybody can get a screenshot of their time slip right on their phone. Everybody who's in a Bluetooth range, who's tapped into that Bluetooth, can see the same thing.
Huh.
Or you can actually email it to them and they can print it off at home. Whatever, right?
You can do it with the Traxxas app
Mm-hmm.
if you can figure out how to make it work.
exactly. So like it was a good system, and there's a lot of potential with the old system that they
There is.
discontinued. And they really just, I think they should have just taken their time and developed that.
Yeah, I think they left the drag racing scene just in time for it to explode.
Yep.
Because I think they could have done well with their 3S funny car.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Little tweaks on it would be great. They could also run the same chassis, make it longer for a top fuel car.
Yep.
And then actually made a proper size car for drag racing too. Not
Yeah.
just go off of a Traxxas Slash, which is super wide.
Yep.
And you can't get the proportions right. You just can't.
No, I don't know. I honestly don't know if the reason they haven't really pursued this is because they didn't have or they don't have the rights to NHRA drag racing. Maybe there's some IP or some kind of rights that they don't have now to some timing system. So they developed it with them and now they're not allowed to use it because they don't have that partnership with them anymore. I don't know.
It might be because they did it with John Force, the Force family, Courtney
Yeah.
Force.
However, I've got the timing system. I've got two of them here, and neither of them say anything about Force. They do say NHRA on them. They do not say Force Racing or any of that. They're not any actual drivers. They do say NHRA on them though. So maybe there's a copyright issue there. Maybe there's a trademark thing, something. Who knows?
But sometimes you just got to bite the bullet and go for it.
Well, Traxxas has got a bit of a reputation for slaughtering people for doing the same type of thing. So I think that maybe they're afraid of, kicking a hornet's nest, maybe.
Well, they could just go and pay for it. Whatever the cost is, pay for it. Just like licensed bodies. Licensed bodies are more money most of the time.
Yeah, partner up.
And 2 because they can, and 3 because they can.
There was a little squabble between them, and there's a reason why you don't see any more Gravedigger monster trucks from Traxxas or any of that style of monster truck. They have monster trucks now, but none of them are associated with actual full size anymore. And there's a reason why, which I'll tell you. They got sued hard. They got sued hard from everything that I've ever read and seen. They got sued bad and they lost. And I don't think Traxxas is used to losing on those types of things. So I think they got caught unexpected or a little bit off guard, didn't think that they'd get in as much trouble as they did. And I think it cost them a lot more money than they wanted it to. So that's probably the biggest reason. NHRA and monster trucks are all associated together, right? So because they lost that, and if they had the rights with the drag timing system with NHRA, then maybe that's the reason why they do not have anything going with that drag timing system. However, that doesn't mean you can't. I don't see any reason why they couldn't develop an RC drag timing system and use the stuff that they've learned from that and reapply it and make it better, make it work, right?
You could even have it go instant green and not time down, just bam, instant green.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, take that out, and even take out the time even. Just make sure no one crosses the line, no one jumps, and who won.
Yep, totally.
Make it even simpler, right?
Yeah, I would love to see a better timing system. I've looked at all the other brands of timing systems that are out there. Portatree and I was just looking at the other one. No, not Bumblebee. Roadrunner and some other ones. There's a bunch of other RC related ones. Every one of them is missing something. And when I say every one of them is missing something, I mean like either it doesn't have a feature, like it doesn't actually have a timing, it doesn't give you a time, doesn't give you an ETA or whatever happened, or it doesn't red light, or it doesn't have a countdown, or it doesn't have staging, or it doesn't have a reasonable price, because $3,000 for a timing system for an RC racing, and I'm talking in Canada, I'm not talking the States, so $3,000, around the $2,000 mark US, which is not unreasonable. There's quite a few out there about that price. That's ridiculous.
That's starting. That's the starting price.
That's ridiculous. I
That's
don't
their
care.
base model. They go up more.
There is not the money involved in sponsorships and racing in radio control to justify a timing system that expensive when it's two cars. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing when you're running, say, MyLaps or something, and the MyLaps system is everybody's got a transponder. They all work. The transponder has a registered number. It's on the system. It's all got this. It all works together, system. Right?
It's a complex system. It works together, and it works.
Yeah, and it works with, it posts up your results online, and you can go online and find your tracks results, and you can see who did what, and it records every track, every lap. It'll even, on some of them, on newer up-to-date systems, it'll even tell you where on the track they were roughly, right? Depending on how many timing loops they've got set up and all that kind of stuff, right? None of these drag racing systems do that.
Don't give you like a 60-foot.
No. Nothing, right? They don't tell you what the G-forces were. They don't tell you any of that kind of stuff. So, they're not worth the ridiculous amount of money that they're asking for them. And I don't know, everybody complains about price, but I think that's one of those things that's killing. I think it's slightly killing the drag racing side of things. Is that part of drag racing being unmanageable? And then you have Traxxas that releases a light. And that's their fix for the problem, because they want to call it true no prep and everything. But then those same guys that are running true no prep are still going to stick snot and glue on their tires and go up and down the track. So what's the difference, right? Like, all or nothing. Move, It's as my dad used to say, shit or get off the pot. So, anyways, that is my say about that.